Amid the night of their harrowing Halloween, our young heroes found themselves outside James's home, bearing witness to the shape-shifting antics of a Saurian imposter. Needing to regroup and strategize, they sought refuge in their trusty fort near the Blackwood Forest, only to be ambushed by a vengeful Blake Blackwood, clad in authentic medieval armor, urging them into a confrontation in which Cody was stabbed in his leg. Tensions escalated further at Dalton's trailer home, where a Saurian doppelganger posing as Dalton met its demise at the hands of New Coke. Uncovering its unexpected vulnerability, in a heart-to-heart, Dalton's mother shared news of his father's recent prison release and his perceived descent into conspiracy-driven madness. With the haunting realization of a significant Saurian event at the town's Halloween party, the group teamed up with the seasoned Thornton couple. Their plan: weaponize a fire truck with new Coke from the local grocery store where Michael's mother works. As reality began to warp, merging the familiar surroundings of Ashwood Hallow with alien jungles and prehistoric threats, the group found themselves in a race against time, navigating through both known and unknown dangers. As velociraptor-like creatures besieged them at the fire station, Mary Thornton made the ultimate sacrifice, giving the group a fighting chance. Bob Thornton, armed with his knowledge, but hindered by his blindness, teamed up with Cody in a desperate bid to operate the fire truck. With the jumbo creeping in and the creatures hot on their trail, our heroes sped towards the grocery store, their mission far from over. I am Rick, your game master. And now, our players.
I'm Ed. I play Michael Ceton with a C.
I'm Matt. I play Dalton. And a rumor that Dalton heard is that he heard from his mom that James's mom is half Chinese and she puts cat meat in her meatloaf. That's just what my mom said.
I'm TJ. I play James. I have to say that might be true. We do have a different cat every week. I did hear something interesting about Cody's dad, though. My mom works for the same company kind of thing, and he does weird stuff. That's all they'll tell me.
Well, it's true. He does do some weird stuff, but now I'm even more curious. I'm Cody. I play Richard. And a rumor I heard about Michael Ceton is that he secretly directed the Batman movie. I don't know if it's a rumor or not.
The child, the 11-year-old boy who directed.
I heard that was why he hired Michael Ceton to be Batman.
What
was because
Batman?
he had the same name.
Oh, see, the Tim Burton Batman.
The only one that's come out.
Came out in '89.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only Batman movie that's out. What are you talking about?
We'll transport our audience over the town of Ashwood Hallow on Halloween night. The town has gone mostly dark, except a few lights flickering here and there. So there you are, reality shifting all around you. The road.
We got to get to the grocery store.
Bob's just like, I'm a little nervous about this not being able to see, but steering thing. Is the road clear ahead, Cody?
All right, what do I see in front of me?
It looks pretty clear to you so far. Yeah.
We're good, Mr. Thornton. Just keep going left.
What?
Just keep going left into the straight.
He just like puts his foot on the brakes, slows down,
Wrong.
and comes to a complete stop. He's like, this isn't going to work. Left into the straight. We're going to get ourselves killed or we're going to kill somebody. And Mary could still be alive back there.
I'm gonna look behind us just to make sure we're not being chased by raptors.
It's just dark, pitch black. But you can hear, the sounds of wildlife that you've never heard before. Like very like these raptor-like things. One of you boys is gonna have to drive. I'll just have to.
Is it an automatic?
Yeah. Here's the gas.
I'm lucky.
Here's the brakes.
Do it. I'll drive. Sure.
Is it going to have to be like, the two of us have to, because I mean, they're not made for kids. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to work the pedals, and then the other person is gonna have to drive the car.
I'll do the pedals.
And yeah, so you're getting yourself all positioned and everything, and you hear, let's do it. Roll some driving checks. You each have to roll driving checks.
Do we add anything to that?
Either psych or wah.
So that'd be a 16 for me.
Nice.
That's going to be an 11.
11. Okay. Dalton, you give it like nice and steady gas, like you've seen on TV. You don't slam on the gas or anything like that, so it takes off at a nice steady rate. But immediately, James, you kind of freak out a little bit and lose control. Roll a d20 for me, just a flat d20.
9.
A 9. The fire truck is now one wheel in a ditch. So now you're all sitting inside the cab. It's cocked to the side. You're all kind of leaning to the right now because the wheel is in the ditch.
Oh,
Well,
what the hell, man?
I didn't say I knew how to do this.
Anything you guys want to do?
Wait, is that what we're hearing?
It's getting louder, like whatever it is getting closer. And you look at, like, there's this little bit of water on the hood of the fire truck, like pooled up, and you can see ripple every time you hear this noise.
See anything in the mirrors?
You look back and you can actually see there's a light, like there's a light emerging from the darkness, kind of lighting up the upper body of a man. You can't really make out his face. He's holding it up above his head. He's waving it back and forth. But you recognize the voice. It's your father. And he's like, "Come on, you bastard! Follow me, you son of a bitch!"
Dad? I'm going to start running out of the truck.
All right, yeah. You get out and you run towards your dad. You can see him. He's shirtless. He's just in cut-off jean shorts. He has no shoes, no socks on, just cut-off jean shorts.
Does he look like Nicolas Cage from Con Air?
Yes, he does. He's tatted up. He's ripped. He's like overly hairy though, and he's got this fucking flare above his head. "Come on, follow me!" And right behind him, emerging from the darkness, there is a T-Rex following him. And he's like, "Dalton!
Dad, what are you doing here?
Fucking reptilians are controlling everything, and I'm gonna send this thing to fucking straight at their commander. Don't get anywhere near it.
The fuck is it?
It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Dad, Yosemite Sam?
What are you doing with that fire truck?
We stole it. Just like you taught me, Dad.
I got no time to be proud of you.
We got to get it out of this hole.
These things, he looks back at the T-Rex. He's like, "These things are actually pretty slow. I don't even think they run." He just hands you the flare. "Just make sure that it keeps coming down this road. I'll get that truck out of the ditch for you.
Okay.
As soon as that truck's out of the ditch, you hop on back."
All right, Dad.
Waving.
You wrangle this giant lizard for me.
He runs off towards the fire truck, and you just see this Tyrannosaurus. It looks pissed. It's like, teeth bared. It's like 20 feet tall. Several tons. Dalton's father jumps up into the cab, and really quickly gets that fire truck out of the ditch. Yeah, you just see like a half-naked dude in cut-off white jean shorts jump in. "Move over!"
Mr. Ford?
"Do I know you?" Yeah, and he just pulls the truck out onto the street. "Some sort of psychic? You one of them reptilians, boy?"
No.
But as soon as he gets it unstuck, I'm going to run back to the fire truck.
I'm just guessing based on appearances here.
We got the same mullet.
Yeah, there's definitely a resemblance to Dalton that you can see for sure. Now, where are we going? You said you was going somewhere with this?
To the grocery store.
Gotta go to the grocery store to fill this thing with new Coke, because new Coke is like acid to these reptile things.
And then we'll go to the party and spray it on everybody.
It's a good plan. Yes. Pull into the parking lot of the grocery store. You can see that there's overturned carts and cars kind of parked haphazardly. A few of them even flipped over. And as you look at the grocery store, it's kind of shifting from, in parts of it, kind of like moving, constantly shifting between our reality and this alternate reality.
Uh-oh.
Where, like, the sign goes from, like, English to, like, this almost runic kind of a language. And it's almost like Flintstone style, but, like, in real life. Like, it's all stone. Pieces of the asphalt are just turning into, like, a nice mossy patch for you to walk on. And the walls of the grocery store are all stone, shifting back into normal human building materials.
We got to get into the back to get to the soda syrup.
I mean, do you know how to get in there? We have an adult now. It's easier.
Hey, I'm an adult.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, what do you mean, get in the back of the grocery store?
Get in to get the stock out of the back instead of trying to take it off the shelf.
What do you guys think?
On the shelf.
I mean, I don't need to be going back to jail.
Well, I mean, we got to get new Coke to fill this thing. So, I mean, and we don't need to, like, fill it with new Coke. We got a bunch of water in it already. All we need to do is dump some syrup in there to mix it in.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the carbonation that did it, so it doesn't need to be carbonated.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you put the other one in it, right?
Yeah, I tried Crystal Pepsi and that didn't.
So, like, the grocery store, it's just, like, normal, right? Like, I mean, there's lizards and shit walking around. So I'm just wondering, like, is it in like...
Disarray.
Yeah.
A little bit. Some areas look okay, but, like, I don't know, the aisles, like, they're almost like in a constant form of, like, shifting. Some of them.
Okay.
Well,
There's, like, these weird patches that don't quite... It's like they can't decide what reality they want to be right now.
they won't try us as adults, so I'm going to
seems like
go
we
a
should-
break and
I'm just
check.
wondering, like, is it... Like, if we just went to the back of the grocery store, like, is there going to be, like, employees and stuff that are going to stop us?
Yeah, is there anybody at the grocery store?
People, like, shopping and stuff?
Yeah, there. It looks like there were people at the grocery store. Like, it is open. You can't see anyone right now.
Okay, I'm going to immediately run to the back because I've been here before and know where to go for this stuff.
Yeah, because your mom works here, right?
Yeah, like I made the whole suggestion because I knew already where to find the stuff. So.
I'll try to go to the top of the car and kind of open up the valve up there so we can add the stuff to it. Or try to figure out.
I'll go with Michael.
Wasn't your mom working tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had like a Halloween sale, but it was supposed to be closed by now, but the place isn't closed. So you go in through the back door that takes you into basically like the freight where they store like the bulk, crates of different items in the grocery store. There's like the employee bathrooms back here. But like, yeah, you're looking at like some of these things, like there's like a whole case of soda and you're like, oh, I wonder if these are new Coke, but they're not new Coke, but like they literally change into like some of these cans just are, instead of being cans, they're like these globs of like a green liquid inside of like a sack of some sort, like a clear sack. So it's like soda, clear sack, soda, clear sack. Just like weird, different.
If we pick one of them up, does it stop shifting?
It still kind of shifts a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Back and forth between. And then like there's like a bunch of boxes of cereal that you run past, and they're like shifting into like on the box, instead of it being like cornflakes, it's just like a bunch of dried up insects with like this weird Rudic language on it, and the lizard like with like its thumbs up, smiling,
Part of this complete breakfast. There's like dead rats and shit.
But yeah, as you make your way out through that back area, through those like big double doors you push past, you end up right by the meat section. And just outside the meat section, you see your mother. And she's just standing there with like a vacant expression on her face. Like,
Mom? Slowly approach her. What's the amulet doing?
I mean, if it could spin on your chest, it's what it's doing.
Okay.
It's what it feels like.
It's on like a swivel.
Yeah. Mom, I'm going to keep coming up close to her and kind of like poke at her arm,
Yeah, you see Dalton, you see Dalton's dad jump out of the truck, grab the flare. The T-Rex is approaching.
He's paying attention.
He like cracks another flare that he finds, and he's like, I'll lead it away. You guys, you got a good plan.
I only hear they're attracted to movement or whatever the fuck that was. You stand still, they won't see you.
I'll dig through my bag and take out one of the walkie-talkies I stole from the general store, and I'll hand it to him and say we're on channel 6.
He catches it badassly, like clips it to his white cut-off jean short. Come on, you big son bitch!
And I'll pull out the other one, turn it on channel 6, and be like, just testing.
You hear over the radio.
Hello? Cody, is that you?
Who is this?
It's Mary.
Oh, God. Bob!
I'm close. Tell James thank you for that can. It saved my life.
Oh, he can hear you.
I'm bleeding pretty bad, but I'm almost to the grocery store.
We kind of wrote you off.
Well, keep on coming. We're here.
Oh, thanks, Cody. You were always so gracious with your word.
Do you want to talk to your husband?
Yes, please.
Here.
You see, with tears in his eyes, he's like, Mary, my Mary, I thought you were gone. Oh my God. And you just kind of give them their moment, you know. I don't want to go over their whole conversation.
They have some
Brian.
big gushy
The
It
camera
gets real
pans away.
mushy. Yeah.
I want to hear the old people dry humping sound.
She's just
Come on.
driving and bleeding to death. And
I'll add that in post.
And just in the middle of their whole thing, there's like a gap where they're not, neither one of them is talking, and then you just hear,
God damn it, keep this fucking channel clear. This is for emergencies only.
What's my dad's first name?
Chevy.
Good old Chevy Ford.
Or Dodge, how about that?
Dodge Ford. He couldn't dodge the police, though.
Yeah, exactly. Named him that so he could dodge them police. All right, so yeah, we'll go back to the grocery store. Your
Mom?
She kind of snaps out of it a little bit. She looks at you, like wipes the drool off. What are you?
Mom, what are you doing here?
I'm working. What are you?
You should take a look around. I don't know that working is. You were just standing here drooling.
Oh, she looks over like at the meat section, and she just grabs the side of her face with both of her hands, and she just screams at the top of her lungs. And you look over at what she's looking at, and all the meat in the meat department is human body parts. And like you can see, you run up, and there's even like packaging, and this one says like, you know, they say like people's names and their age.
I'm gonna grab her by the arm and just try to keep like pull her into the back where we need to go to get the new Coke syrup. Like, Mom, we need to get the new Coke syrup. We need to get the new Coke syrup.
And you see jump on top, like you see this you hear some movement, all of these like all these things falling over that you can only see, you know, from the other side of aisles, and then jumping on top of this aisle is a saurian, like a full-sized saurian. This one is more reddish in coloration, and you see it kind of stand up and scream at you as you run back through those double doors with you.
Yeah, Mom, that's what we're fighting. But like 1,000 of them. So we need the new Coke because it's the only thing we can do to stop them. We really need to go, and we need to get all the new Coke so that we can put it into the fire truck and go to this festival and just blast all of the bad guys.
Oh, this is a Halloween thing. This is a Halloween prank. She just totally stops. She's like, wow, like you.
No, this isn't a Halloween.
You went all
Mom.
out. You really did.
Oh God, Mom, we need to go.
And the double doors burst open.
I don't know
Can I
that
try
I
to
had
take
a
a
squirt
fucking
gun.
shot at this motherfucker?
Yeah.
You know, I was actually thinking, like, when he busts through, I want to try to shoot it on the ground in front of him so he kind of steps in it and slips.
Good.
Hopefully he tries to slip or something.
Good idea. Okay.
Be a 12?
It runs. You squirt it right at the floor at its feet. It runs and it slips a little bit, but it doesn't fall. But its feet immediately. Roll a d6 explosive.
2.
All right, Michael. Anything you want to do?
I suppose I'll do the same thing and try to squirt gun it.
Where precisely are you trying to aim?
I'm just aiming at it.
I see that
Okay.
you rolled.
A natural 20.
Have you checked that die out? Make sure it's not all 20s. Or...
That one is fine. It's the big one.
You know, honestly, the way I see it, you rolled a natural 20. You probably aimed for the most vital area on it,
Yeah.
which was its eyes, mouth, and face.
Yep.
So yeah, the acid immediately does its work at the eyes for sure, and it swallows some. So let's
God.
roll.
Nobody wants to do that with new Coke.
Let's roll 2d6 explosive dice.
8.
8. It grabs its face. It's definitely not going to be able to see. It screams in anger and like claws at its own face for a few moments, and then just
blindly lunges forward to where it thinks you are, like leaping like supernaturally quick as it reaches out with its claws towards both of you, just like with these long arms. So yeah, roll to defend yourself with advantage because it's blue. Okay, so you manage to dodge out of the way, and it just slams into a crate of a bunch of cereal.
Oh, damn. I was going to say a crate of new Coke.
Actually, how about it's going to slam into a bunch of stuff. So let's just roll a D20. Have one of you roll a D20 to see. The higher it is, the worse it is for the Saurian.
You rolled a 20.
That's in 20.
He flies into a crate of new Coke, immediately just busts it open. It's all over the floor. It sprays all over you, and you see it just disintegrate, like just melt right in front of you. And it's disgusting and horrific. It's just this bubbling, popping mass of bones and flesh and scales now.
I'm just gonna get up all cool, pump my super soaker. I picture I have like a generic one. I got like a mega dowser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mega does 4,000.
Okay, mom, it's not a joke. We need to do this right now. We need to go get this. We need to get the syrup as much as we can so we can go dump it in the fire truck.
The bibs? You're talking about you need the bibs? Of what kind of the
New Coke.
New Coke bibs?
It has to be new Coke.
You know, we don't even have those in up front anymore because nobody was drinking it, so we just have it all back here. Yeah, I'll show. I think I know where they put it, and yeah, you guys go off to look for that. We'll move to these two here.
Okay.
Over the radio, you hear.
Hello?
Remy, is that you?
No. Yeah, is Remy a tinfoil guy?
Oh. You know him?
He saved our life.
Can you get him on the line?
He
No,
was
he's-
fighting a giant dinosaur the last we saw him.
He had a big wound in his torso, and we stuffed it full of towels and shit.
Listen, if you didn't see him die, he's probably alive. He's one of the toughest guys I've ever met.
Are you one of his friends?
Yeah, I thought he was around because he has this, like, medallion thing.
Yeah, we have that.
Is James?
Yeah?
Is that you?
Yeah?
I'm Cody.
Are you alright?
Who is?
You don't recognize my voice? I guess it has gotten a little deeper. It's Mark.
Good God.
Listen, our dad, they replaced him, and I found out about it. It put me over here on the other side.
You're with the lizard?
No, I was, but I escaped. I'm with the resistance. Like, people over here are really, really dumb, James. There's no schools. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you.
They need all the help they can get.
New Coke is like acid to the reptile.
Really?
Yeah, it's neat.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's great news. Alright, well listen. I was trying to get a hold of Remy because I needed to tell him that they got some kind of machine now. And, the thin place only opens up every 20 years, but this machine, like, supposed to hold it open, extend it. That's why the dimensions are bleeding together in Ashwood.
So should I tell our dad what's going on?
No, he's dead. Our dad is dead. They ate him, and some fucking lizard took his place. And Mom doesn't notice because she's never home.
Well, I'm at school.
And-
usually.
And he's barely home to begin with.
Yeah, I've seen him twice in the last year or two.
Then you hear.
God damn it, keep this fucking channel clear for fucking emergencies.
You hear Marco.
Fuck you. Alright? Whoever that is, fuck you.
Well, he's got a T-Rex chasing him. He's leading him around the streets.
But the machine is on your side. Put it in, they had to, it's pretty big, so they have to have it somewhere. It's probably pretty obvious. Saurian tech is really fucking weird. It's like, crystals and rocks and runes and shit. I don't know how it works. It doesn't make any sense, but you see something like that, just destroy it, blow it up, do whatever you can to make sure that this rift closes. But when you do that, just know that
He says it's once every 20 years.
I'll be here for 20 years at least. That's how long it'll be before we won't see each other regardless of how this happens. If the Saurians win, we'll probably all be dead.
I'll just make it my life's work to make a single portal that I can control.
Well, if anybody can do it,
Is this your brother?
That's my brother that disappeared last year.
And after that, it was just, it's like he lost the inner dimension.
God damn it, keep the line open.
Well, I'm still trying to get this valve open.
Right at the very end, you managed to get the valve open. It's tough going, but yeah. All right, so your mom shows you towards the bibs. Yeah, and there's an entire crate of these big soda bibs. They're in cardboard cases, but they're in bags, completely filled inside of this intensely concentrated soda syrup.
Okay, so we need to get these outside to the fire truck, like right now. Do we have a like a dolly or a?
I got one
how
of
do you
those
move somebody?
jacky things.
Yeah, one of those jacky things.
Yeah, I've never used one, but I've seen them use it.
They look pretty simple. Let's figure it out.
There's one right over here. All right, yeah. Try to figure it out. That would be pretty funny.
It's already jacked all.
Fucking 5.
Yeah, like you can't get it down. You're like, it won't go down. It's stuck up, you know?
Messing with all the
So you
levers.
have it at the crate, but like it's too high up and you can't get it to go down.
I'll try to do it.
Dalton, want to give
What are
him?
you doing, idiot? Do I add anything to it?
Yeah, psych or wah?
That'd be a 10.
A 10? Yeah, you just hit it and it doesn't do anything.
Stupid thing.
I'm outside.
Your mom.
Is there a forklift? Is there a forklift here, Mom? Like, we can't figure this out. I'm sure we can figure out a forklift.
They're so confused. Yeah, she messes around with it and twists it and it drops. I figured it out. I got it. As a GM, I never should have made you roll for that. That's so stupid. Yeah, and she jacks it up. She's like, yeah, I've seen this before. She moves it out to the fire truck.
Roll for floor jack.
Just envisioning like children trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Funny, but yeah, and the truck is like already, 3/4 of the way filled up with water.
Yeah.
So
We just need to dump these bags in there one at a time. Or 5 at a time. However many. We just need to dump these bags in there.
they're pretty heavy. I mean,
They are. I know.
What are they, like 20 pounds each?
Yeah, something like that.
But I bet you Michael and I could probably lift those up the truck. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Bob steps forward, just like chest puffed out, and he's like, Mary's on her way, and we got to get this truck loaded up. And so he's like the anchor to this whole like chain that you guys are doing to get these bibs up to the top of the truck. He's the first one. He just reaches out blindly until he finds one, and then puts his back up against the truck and puts his arms up, and you guys are going as fast as you can to get these things in the truck.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
He gets up there, knife on the bottom of the bag.
In the background, there's still Dalton's dad is in the background, like being chased by a T-Rex every now and then. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are actually making really good progress. You're like over halfway done just dumping this stuff in the truck. No problems yet. You keep looking around all paranoid like every time you hear a sound, and then you see a bloodied Mary like running out of the bushes into the parking lot.
Oh shit, we thought you were driving.
Oh my god, I knew it would happen eventually if I said it in the mirror.
Bloody Mary.
And
I squirt her.
she falls onto the ground, and she's maybe about 50 feet away from you. She falls onto the ground, and she turns onto her back, and she goes, no! And one of these velociraptor-like creatures leaps out from the bush, and it's on top of her. And she has her gun out, but it's obviously out of
We
bullets.
turn on like a water cannon and try to hit him from there.
And she's got the gun, in its mouth. Yeah, so, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna try to aim the water cannon over there and say, "Turn it on!"
I'll try. Well, since I'm there, I'll jump down and give a run at it too.
Yeah, Bob runs up and turns it on for you, and it sprays, but immediately, there's so much pressure, it shoots up in the air. So instead of just hosing this thing, it's kind of like raining down on it.
That's fine.
And it screeches in pain. Its skin kind of sizzling off in thin little pieces all over the top of its head and back. So it just jumps off and runs away. And then, Mary kind of slowly gets up to her feet, And Bob's kind of running around, like, feeling out, like, Mary, where are you? Mary!
Our wounds are full of new coke.
They find each other. And, and you hear over the radio,
Dalton, we got a problem.
I'm gonna run to the radio. What's that, Dad?
Your brothers. Your brothers they're on the fucking T-Rex. You gotta get them off the fucking T-Rex. They think it's funny. They found me, and now they're on top of the T-Rex.
Oh, damn. Kurt and Russell?
Yeah, I'm just down the road. I thought your sister was looking out after them.
Yeah, they're kind of a handful. I mean, I'm pretty sure my brothers are fine, honestly.
They can take a T-Rex.
now that Mary's there, you have like a good set of eyes. She's hurting pretty bad, but she's determined to see this thing through. Like Mary's got an iron will.
We got his mom now too, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Can she do like minor nurse stuff?
She immediately looks at your leg. Oh my God, Cody.
It's fine. You should probably look at me. Ow!
Oh yeah, your shit covered wound.
Yeah. Literally shit covered wound.
It looks infected. It's like it's already inflamed.
Blake did it.
I never liked that boy. He was always so pompous.
He's a skunt.
What?
You know what?
Don't say that word.
I can show you what did that and just pull the sword out, and I took it from him.
Her jaw just drops as the fire engine just races off down the street towards the town square.
Oh man, I really hope you didn't get some sort of interdimensional parasite or something in your
Who
leg.
took the truck?
Mary is driving right now. Yeah.
What about my dad and my brothers?
Yeah, that's what we're coming up against. You can hear your dad shouting. You can kind of see the flare up ahead and the T-Rex. And on the back of the T-Rex, you see Kurt and Russell just like, wow! Just fucking loving and they have like a bag, and there's like they pull some candy out to eat it. And then they also pull out some firecrackers and light some firecrackers and throw it off. And the T-Rex, when they go off, they're like, pop, 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 pop. The T-Rex gets startled and nearly falls over. And they're like, woo! Like they hang on, like, and your dad is just like, get the fuck off of that thing! It's gonna eat you.
Kurt Russell, I know one of you is mine.
That's what the Maury Povich show said anyway. Goddamn Povich.
So Mary's like, how are we gonna get him off the T-Rex?
I mean, are we like driving up behind it?
Yeah, it's really slow. It like walks like slower than a person walks, for the most part.
So if we were driving next to it, would the top of the fire truck be kind of like level with its back?
Yeah, you'd be at like its hip area, I would say.
I'm just wondering if we could kind of pull up on it and have my brothers jump onto the top of the fire truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if that's that's probably the best option, right? So Mary drives in next to the T-Rex, and it's still kind of focused on the on your dad right now at the moment. So you can see your brothers up there.
Did they show us how to turn the water on? Did I see how to do that?
Might take a couple of us.
Yeah, unless we want to shoot it straight in the air, which it works.
Yeah, it might work when we're in a crowd.
I'm gonna give Michael our fucking secret handshake because I know he's got my back.
Oh yeah, totally. You're so cool, Dalton.
I want to climb to the top of the fire truck while it's going up next to this thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Roll attack check for me.
Use one of my die.
Inspirations is
Be a 14.
A 14? Yeah. It's a little shaky, kind of scary, but yeah, you crawl up to the top of the fire truck.
I'm gonna run over to the cannon.
All right, roll for it. Roll attack check to see how well you control it.
Oh my god. It'd be a fucking 8.
An 8?
D6.
Okay. You can use your stamina.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be 11.
Yeah. Immediately lose control, but you're really close to the T-Rex, so a lot of it does get on it, and it kind of singes it on its side, and it looks over at the fire truck and immediately hits it with its tail along the passenger side. Everybody roll to defend against the impact. maybe it's like a bracing. Damn, Michael Ceton just full of 20s today.
I got a 16.
I got a 15.
I got a 9.
Yeah, you all grit through it and hang on, except for James, who falls flat on his face, and now his head is actually underneath Mary's legs, and he's face down, like you're like, and your arms are kind of behind you, so you're in like a really awkward position. It's going to be really difficult for you to do anything other than get out of that position in the next round. Now you guys, now it's your guys' turn.
I imagine we grab some 2 liters.
Yeah.
Some small ones. Perhaps some Mentos.
Roll a
goodie.
Roll a goodie check.
Check goodie
You
check.
do wah.
Oh, I got a 9 on my goodie check. I'm feeling tired.
There's one Mentos left, and it's like half. It's like half a Mentos.
Half gnawed on.
Yeah.
It's a fire truck.
There's like
Mentos.
bits of hair on it and stuff. You got one.
I'm gonna pop that fucker in the 2 liter, screw it on real tight, and just throw it in Gator face.
Ooh, I would say it's about 10 feet away. 4. You got a 4? Yeah. Well, you put the lid on it, right? And it's like swelling up a little bit, and not super fast, but it's swelling up, and you feel it.
Nice.
And then you throw it, and it just hits the side of it, and then hits the ground and breaks open. And you just look back as it disappears behind you on the road, just kind of spinning.
I picture it's like that super badass, like slow motion. He's like,
Whoa.
You hit it.
All right. Who's next?
All right, I'm gonna get up there and like try to direct Mary to get closer to the T-Rex so that I can try to jump onto the T-Rex to get them off of it.
All right. She's like, okay.
Get closer, Mary. I gotta get up there. It's
She eases
the
in
only way
real-
to save Kurt and Russell.
She eases in real close. I mean, any closer and she'll be touching the dinosaur.
I'm going to attempt to jump up on this motherfucker with my tack. That's a
Oh.
25.
25.
yeah.
Dude, just like Batman from the very popular 1989 Batman, you just spread your arms out like and just jump. And you see Michael Ceton just leap like a good 10 feet up in the air, and you land literally right on the
Oh,
T-Rex's
man.
back, right next to
Michael Ceton going to save Kurt and Russell.
Kurt and Russell. And they're like, whoa!
Come on, guys. How old are these ones? Are
They're
these
5.
Okay, I'm just gonna like roughly grab each one by like the back of the neck or like the back of the shirt, you know?
I think that's probably...
Dalton, catch!
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah.
Should I roll again for that?
Yes.
Or should I wait until next turn to be able to do that?
till
Okay,
next
okay,
turn.
okay.
All right. Did everybody go? Because I
No,
think
I don't think these two are done
I
at all.
haven't gone.
James gets out. You don't need to roll. It's just she ended up in that messed up situation. Her blood is like from her wounds is like dripping on you. You're like, oh god. She got mauled by a bunch of velociraptors, man. So who hasn't gone?
I
this
haven't
round?
gone yet.
Okay.
Dalton.
So after I tried the turret, I'm you know what I mean? I'm like, maybe I'm not strong enough to use that. I'm going to run to the front, and I want to try to shoot it in the face with my squirt gun. I almost more want to like try to distract it.
Yeah.
Like, to get it kind of focused on me or something, you know what I mean?
Okay.
While he tries to jump off it. 13.
13. It's a pretty big creature, and it's going pretty steady, and you're very close to it. So yeah, you do make some contact with it. 1d6 explosive dice.
I want to kind of like scream at it. Like, you motherfucker.
Get its attention.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it's you see its eye, like it doesn't look directly at you. It looks at you kind of like how a bird does, where it turns its head and only one eye focuses on you. And you see that. It's like,
And in true 90s fashion, you then see the sadness and fear in its eyes.
Yeah.
You understand it intrinsically.
you got its attention.
Rat Fear of the Dark comes on.
All right, the T-Rex turning its eye towards you, opens it, like tries to side bite you. It swings the entire side of its jaw in your direction, trying to clamp down on you.
14.
Turning
A 14? Yeah, you manage to you basically just fall to the ground, and it sweeps over you. And Mary moves the car away after that, so that you're a decent distance away.
I could see a T-Rex turning, like overcommitting and falling in that situation.
It's possible. Yeah, I like that idea. So let's roll a d20, and if the T-Rex rolls low enough,
10.
it wobbles.
Middle of the road.
Wobbles a little bit, but it rights itself, and its tail crashes into the tank of the fire truck. Let's roll a durability die on that. We'll do a D8. We'll see if anybody can roll a 1 on a D8. Then
We all roll?
Let's just do the 1.
And 7.
A 7. Okay, we're good. So it dents the side of the tank significantly and jostles everyone inside, but it does not pierce the tank.
Should I roll something to not fall off the T-Rex at this point?
I forgot you were on the T-Rex. So yes, do that.
Oh, God. It's a 6.
That's a 6.
Here, let me add my stamina. That's an 8. Damn it.
And you're holding 2 children.
I'm holding 2 children,
and
yeah.
you're holding the children too.
Yeah.
All right.
Should I do disadvantage?
No. I think you were good.
God.
You already failed. So.
Yep.
Right. So Michael Ceton, holding on to the twins, just loses his balance, and all 3 of them fall towards the fire truck as it moves away from it, shifting its weight.
I am justice.
I picture Kurt and Russell, like, as soon as you picked them up, they just go, bite time! in unison.
That's awesome. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and then with the T-Rex moving, that's what caused us to fall off.
So somebody needs to roll for Mary to see if maybe she could intercept.
Anybody? Yeah, so she's got it. Natural 20.
Oh, my
See,
God.
That's why you got to roll in the tray.
Yeah.
And Mary, in the clutch, sweeps in, and you all fall onto the top of the fire truck.
Mary's in there just like, I used to race hot rods.
Hell yeah.
You remember the fire truck derby?
She used to drive the Shine through the woods.
Yeah, and after that, I mean, the T-Rex is so slow, she was able to just move the fire truck away relatively easily without any more issues, but your dad is still running in front of it with the flare.
For some reason, I imagined that whole thing at like 60 miles an hour, and then it's like, no, that's like 5.
yeah. And they said that their walking speed was like 3 to 4 miles per hour.
Oh,
so
man.
this is a slow.
That is
a slow speed chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you hear your dad over the radio.
You didn't fuck that one up, boy. Good job. You keep on going. We're gonna crash the party as soon as this slow son bitch gets some hustle in him.
Hell yeah, Dad.
You stay tough, boy. Take care of them little ones.
I'm gonna give Michael Ceton like a sick fist bump. There's gonna be like a sick metal guitar riff playing. In the background. It's like, good work, bro.
Thanks, Dalton. Here, you can take Kurt and Russell. They bite real hard.
Yeah. You gotta hold them by the back of the neck like this.
Like you grab them and they just stop. Like kind of go half limp.
Like a cat on you. Your mom just looks really. You can see this look on your mom's face, Michael. Like when she does this disapproving look, but she's trying to hide it. Looking at Dalton and his brothers.
What? I just saved them. Why are you disappointed, Mom?
No, it's just no. I don't think violence should be used for
Against a T-Rex?
no for against the little boys here. He's
Oh, okay,
My
whatever.
brothers are like hitting me with a paper gun.
all right. Yeah, you race off towards the town square. Just then the radio turns on. Not the FM radio.
Oh shit.
This is a special news bulletin coming from Michael Ford. Greetings, citizens of Ashwood Hallow. Yes, today is a very auspicious Halloween, a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-millennia event. Yes, it is. I am Michael Ford, your local news anchor. Or am I? Actually, I am not. I am an alien invader from another dimension who has snatched his body. So here's what's going to happen. We found your dimension, and it's disgusting. You people are gross. Except you taste pretty good. Your planet has gone to shit. You've ruined the whole place. You've polluted it. None of us really like you, and we think basically you're gross. So we're gonna take this whole place over today. Congratulations, you guys get to live in zoos and camps and farms. Won't that be nice? Is this a Halloween prank? I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what. They're giving out a lot of free food, drinks, money, liquor, whatever you like, down in the town square at midnight tonight. So all of you meatbags show up for your final punishment. By the way, this is brought to you by Blackwood Estates.
He's been talking about this stuff for a while. He called me a meatbag for a couple months, and he kept saying I need to live in a zoo. He made me sleep on straw for a while.
Yeah, there was one night where he told you needed to take a bath, but it was just like Worcestershire sauce.
Or I like to think he's been experimenting on Cody to see what he can and can't comfortably take.
You just see Cody sitting there with his goggles on in the bathtub. There's celery, Worcestershire sauce, carrots.
Yeah.
He's like, it's good for your skin, son.
All right.
Makes it supple and
Everyone at school says I smell funny.
gives it a nice caramelized crunch after it's been hung dry and fried.
Hey,
Eat your oats and your hazelnuts.
I'm gonna go do my homework.
Yeah, and okay, so you take off down the road. The environment's still shifting around you, but it looks like it's settling into like this amalgamation of Ashwood Hallow and this primordial jungle.
Blackwood jungle.
The road sometimes shifts between asphalt or black, whatever that is, cement, and like just like a cobblestone. Some of them are even like these giant, thick scales of various colors that look kind of like cobblestones laid out as you guys drive towards the town center. You can see that there's an enormous crowd gathered at the end of Main Street in the big roundabout around the fountain. Backed up against the fountain near the hardware store that you guys explored in the first session is a 30-foot diameter pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern more precisely, glowing in a pulsing manner from the inside with a greenish blue light. And
So you know that thing we're supposed to believe?
I feel like that's it, right?
That's it.
The bluish green glowing jack-o'-lantern. I mean, that makes sense.
there's vendors selling stuff. It looks like everyone is partying. There's a stage with a band. It's kind of like a little local fair in the town square.
You know what we should do is we should turn on the pump real quick, point that turret straight in the air so that it's like sprinkling around, and just like set it up a little bit, just enough to cover the fire truck so that nothing can get close enough to us to.
All right. Yeah. I love that plan. So you angle it up and you just let it go because it stops itself once it's like straight up in the air.
Yeah,
that's as high up as it can go. So all you have to do is just turn it on and let it go, and it's straight up in the air, just showering over the top of you as you move towards the people. Bob flicks on the siren, and people like look startled, kind of move out of the way. A lot of people look really drunk, and they move out of the way as you slowly move through the crowd.
Do we see anybody melting as we go?
No.
Okay.
A lot of people are cussing. They look pretty angry.
Showered in flat new Coke.
Yeah. Suddenly the band stops playing. The music stops, and the crowd refuses to part. And everyone in the crowd just takes on these blank expressions. And then all like 1,000, 2,000 people there just look in your direction, directly at the fire truck.
Uh-oh. I think they noticed us.
What's up, skunts?
You can see out on the stage,
What about my mom?
your mom is in the fire truck with you.
Yeah, so she didn't like zone out, just the people around us.
Ooh, yep, she did zone out.
Okay.
She's just looking right at you.
I'm on top of the fire truck at this point, so I'm super sticky.
Everyone
like seared.
except for Michael Ceton, please roll a WA or psych check.
Guess who forgot about tinfoil, boys?
Oh, fuck.
You
It's
never
okay,
did
I got an amulet.
It was going to give you advantage. You all feel a presence within your mind, with the exception of Michael Ceton.
Yeah.
You all feel a presence within your mind, almost trying to tug you into a dreamlike state. But it seems that children are a little bit more resilient than the adults when it comes to this ability. And you manage to use your imaginations to almost imagine these grasping hands within your mind to just go away. How do you imagine getting rid of these hands that appear in your mind's eye, grabbing towards your consciousness?
I picture these hands start coming towards me, and I just hear Iron Maiden in the distance, and fucking Eddie from the cover of Lost in Time. It just fucking comes out with this fucking skeleton laser and shit and just blasts them apart, dude.
Yeah, and they blow up, and it's one of those cool, like, explosions that has, like, fireworks in it. You know, like, in it, boom.
You just hear Iron Maiden just lost somewhere in time. It's like, fuck yeah.
Cody.
I imagine mine was just a nasty German set of hands coming in on me, and I
Yeah, you just defeat Hans Gruber. It manifests as Hans Gruber. You're fully in the, what is it, the
Nagasaki
tower.
Plaza.
And yeah, you can even see that Carl Winslow guy on the bottom as he falls. He's like, you got him! You got him! How do you imagine fighting this off with your imagination?
Like my imagination isn't wonderful. I can picture people and things, but not necessarily weird situations.
So you know what? I'm going to have to say you're going to have to roll again, right? Because that's a disadvantage.
I rolled better on that one.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. It just finds within James Langford like a zen-like void. Like it is unable to reach. It grasps at, and its hands find no purchase within side of, and you can see for a brief moment the hands, they almost look afraid, like it doesn't know what you are. As the hands like fade away and they retreat willingly from your consciousness.
You're like a spongy moss in the darkness. Someone touches.
Dimensional spongy moss.
It's like swimming and then suddenly feeling a patch of seaweed with your hands.
So icky.
I don't want that. All right, but you can see that for a brief moment, Michael, your companions, all their eyes kind of glaze over for a second, and they do this thing where their spines kind of arch back. They twitch. But it's just for a second as they come back to. But you look down and you can see that Mary and Bob, as well as your mother, are all in this trance-like state. But you're completely unaffected by any of it. Looking out on the stage, you see Michael Ford, Cody's father.
Can I just immediately grab the turret and spray it at him? I need to roll for it.
Yes. Attack check.
That is 17.
And you can see Cody's father, he has a microphone in his hand, and he shifts into his saurian form, and he holds up one finger, and you hear him take a breath as this torrent of new Coke, flat new Coke, just engulfs him,
throttle.
knocks him off his feet, and slides him to the back of the stage. And you see his body just break apart. You see limbs come off here and just fall and just cascade off of the back of the stage.
I was like, maybe his dad was in league with them and wasn't actually. Nope, he was one of them.
I had a whole speech for that guy. But
Oh, really?
that's one of the best things about this.
Thanks, Remy, for the medallion, because that allowed me that extra second to keep the bad guy from monologuing.
And we still need to turn off the pumpkin. We had shit to do.
Yeah, and you see the pumpkin pulsing, now brighter and more frequently. And reality now, which hadn't been warping in this part of town at all, is now starting to shift. And you see the people around, like, some of them are starting to come out of their psychic haze. A few of them kind of scream out in confusion. And you see standing on top of the pulsating pumpkin is the man, Damian Blackwood, Blake's father.
All right.
He holds his hand out behind him, and off of the roof of the building next to the pumpkin, grabbing his hand, is Blake.
Oh, God damn it, Blake.
So we still have a water cannon. 150-foot range, just saying.
Most people are still kind of in a haze, so the ones that are panicking, like, really don't have anywhere to go. They're just trapped. They're pushing, trying to push people out of their way. But there's a lot of panic that's beginning in the crowd. And then you can see a few members of the crowd kind of that are back away from the fire truck shift into full saurian form, except these ones are wearing like armor. You see them start pulling guns out.
Uh-oh. Now I'm spraying the crowd.
Let's have one of you elect to roll initiative. If you roll 11 or higher, then you go first.
11.
Oh, shit. All right, yeah. The stage is set. You go first.
Any saurian I see, I'm just kind of sweeping across the crowd at him.
I'm going to get on the loudspeaker and just announce,
New Coke is like acid to these reptile things. We've got a whole truck full of it. If you have any, like, if there's any in the crowd, anything at all, cans of it, whatever, just spray them. They'll melt.
I'm gonna grab a new Coke can out of my backpack, just shake it up and throw it into the crowd.
Nice.
So we're probably going to get a lot of people rushing this truck really fast.
People or Saurians?
People and Saurians, because it's safe and it's not safe, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be a 14 for me.
Yeah, you toss your can out into the crowd, and some guy grabs it. He's pretty close to the Saurian. He catches it in the air, and he just opens it up on the Saurian's face, and he's like, ah! And then some of the Saurians just like hold their weapons up. And then you, Michael, you turn the cannon back on and immediately lose control of it, and it goes straight back up in the air. So it's still like kind of umbrellaing. But since you guys have used the cannon so much, I think that we should have like a durability die, a resource die for it.
And I immediately rolled a 1.
Okay, so we're down to a D8 now.
Okay.
Every round we use it, we will roll on that.
I picture the camera just like cutting to the side where the T-Rex hit it. It's just slowly kind of starting.
Oh yeah. It's like leaking, but it's also right next to the fuel, the gauge, you know. And it just every time it comes back, it's at the same spot and dropping down again.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that imagery. Yeah, and
has Cody gone yet?
No, Cody hasn't gone.
I'll check some cans into the crowd too. Oh my god, 2 on that.
Yeah, you do one of those straight up, and it's just like when you tried to throw the first walkie-talkie, straight up in the air and right back down. But it does land. It lands on the ground and just kind of.
It's the same thing.
But somebody picks it up and they use it on another Saurian, and you can see now that you've got your message out, and people are starting to fight back against these Saurians, and a lot more people are snapping out of their haze. Most people are panicking, but now some people are actually fighting, looking for some way to get out of here.
I'm just going to repeat the message for like 2 more turns, just for the people that are coming out of it, and go from there.
All right. And the Saurians on their turn, they just start firing into the crowd.
Uh-oh.
Damian Blackwood and Blake standing on top, and you can see Blake is like crying. Damian's got him by the back of his neck, and you see the hand around his neck shifting, growing larger, and it's like a pale white, like a bright bone white color as he shifts into his true Saurian form, which is probably 12 feet tall. He has wings. Yes.
That's the boss.
That's the boss.
Okay.
And then he leaps off of the pumpkin with Blake still gripping him by the back of his neck, holding him out in front of him like a human shield. Flies to the fire truck.
Mary, go. We need to go that way.
She is zoned out. Roll a d20.
Oh, Kurt Russell, wake her up. Kurt Russell, you have my permission to do whatever you need to do to wake these adults up in the fire truck.
Hell yeah!
They didn't need your permission.
So they just immediately reach into this bag and they pull out some fireworks and they light them, and then they stuff them into Mary's pockets, and they put them in all the adults' pockets. They're just these like little firecrackers.
I picture them like interweaving throughout the crowd. Just.
And so it's probably going to take another round for the firecrackers to go off. In the meantime, they're screaming, they're doing everything they can, but they're still kind of like.
I'm gonna get on the walkie-talkie and say, Mr. Ford, we need you to run the water cannon.
Here.
I'm almost there. I'm pretty fucking tired, though. I think this T-Rex is pretty tired, too. I don't know how useful it's gonna be.
But just after you hear that, you guys can feel a faint of the approaching T-Rex. Blake and his father flying towards you. I'd say at this point they're about 20 feet away from you.
All right, water cannon or Coke cannon. That's
use your feet to aim it.
17, and I'll roll resource die for the thing, which is good.
Nice. Yeah, you make a direct hit on Blake.
Uh-oh.
His father grabs him with 2 hands.
Whatever. Fucking new Coke ain't gonna hurt him.
He deflects and kind of moves up out of the way and flies straight up into the air, like so high up that he's in the darkness.
Oh shit. I mean, shoot. Blake, start yelling so I know where you're at.
We're going to hear, you guys fucking suck.
I mean, you did stab Cody, so kind of fuck off. I wanted to tie you to a tree.
I'll probably just start like passing out new Coke from the truck. And just like try to pass out as many bottles and shit as I could to like people that were close by, kind of throwing it to the crowd.
Okay, yeah. Just roll to get their attention. It's pretty easy to throw bottles, so the hard part would be getting everyone's attention so that they know you have something useful for them.
I got a 14 to start whooping and hollering to get their attentions.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people saw the cans help against the Saurians earlier, so yeah, they see that, and you've distributed a good 20 this round, I would say. That people are shaking up and spraying everywhere. A lot of people are pouring them on themselves.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So we can find out it's just a spice for the Saurians.
Can I get on the radio one more time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say break down the hardware store's front doors. The owner's dead, he won't care. Take all the water guns and fill them up with new Coke.
You just over the loudspeaker? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you see a big portion of the crowd go, like near the hardware store, just immediately rush towards the hardware store. Windows being broken out and people going inside. Saurians firing on them still.
I'm going to give a 6-pack of new Coke to Kurt and Russell, and then I'm going to climb on top of the fire truck with Michael to help him use the water cannon.
Fuck yeah. All right.
I figured I'd give you an advantage or something on the next roll.
Fuck yeah. Let's water cannon this shit. I mean, frick yeah, let's water cannon this stuff.
You hear from the dark sky above you. Getting louder. And you look up as Blake is falling at terminal velocity. Just then the fireworks and all the adults' pants go off. Pop, 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 pop. Oh!
Everybody has third-degree burns.
They have to spend this round kind of putting those out before anything. And you're hearing the getting closer and closer. Okay, so yeah, Blake is still falling.
There's no way. There's no saving Blake. I don't know how we're going to stop him from falling. Does anybody have any ideas? Real quick, we got like 4 seconds.
You shoot him with new Coke and see if you can change his direction of...
Where's he at in relation to the pumpkin?
Some of the people in the crowd are like looking up too, and they're all rushing towards... Some of them are rushing towards him.
Slow him down a little.
Where is he in relate? Is there a fruit stand nearby?
And you hear somebody. You hear now that Bob's away. He goes, "Hit him with the cannon!"
I'm helping him hold the cannon too. So
do I get advantage?
Oh yeah, you get advantage.
Is that advantage on my stamina die too, or
no? But you rolled a 6 on your stamina die, so
you get to roll again.
You get to roll again and add that to it.
Oh no, I didn't roll my stamina die that time. I was just sitting there.
No, he rolled a 6.
That's a 2 plus 9 is 11, so 12.
Okay, so here's what I'm picturing. He's falling like literally belly flop position towards you guys, and you both pull on this thing trying to aim it, and you manage to hit him just in his his calves and his feet, and now he is just spinning
oh god
as he's falling, but it did throw his trajectory off, so he's falling towards like the center of the crowd, and you see as he just lands somewhere in the mix of all of those people. You're not sure exactly if he's okay or not. You can't see.
Look, where'd he go?
So let's paint a picture here. Where is everybody in relation to this truck? Who's in the truck? Who's on the truck?
I'm still inside of it in the cab using the radio.
I think it's just Michael and I.
Yeah, we're on top.
I was on top passing out Coke.
Okay, so you're the only one inside. You're inside with the boys and the adults.
Yeah, I was just using the radio.
Yes. So out of Cody, Dalton, and Michael, I'm going to need a D20 roll.
I got an 18.
17.
Another fist bump.
Swooping down from the
We
sky,
got him.
you see a streak of white falling towards, much faster than even Blake was falling. Swoops down and attempting to reach out and grab Cody. You see it's like leathery white clawed hands reach out towards you as its wings open up, blocking out any light behind it. You see the membranes lit up. You can see the blood pulsing through its veins and its wings as it reaches out towards you. It looks hungry.
18.
for defense.
Now, how do you envision evading that attack or defending against that?
Just dropping down flat. Like if he was coming at me from like a side angle, I imagine, or was it like a straight down kind of thing?
You went straight down and swooped in over the crowd at like a right angle right towards you.
Yeah, I just dropped to the ground, just completely flat on top of it, and sucked in as much as I could.
Okay.
Like a fucking rat crawling under a door.
Yeah, he swoops out just over, right over you. You hear like the leathery flap of his wings on the wind as he goes right over you. And he's actually, you hear kind of a wheeze coming out of him. He's like, as he flies off down the street and turns behind a building to the left, out of your sight. And at this point, the Saurians have identified this fire truck as a target. And so a lot of them are, a group of them are heading in your direction. Like a unit, there's about 5 of them, armored with these energy weapons that fire these pulses of yellow energy. So they aim them at the direction of the fire truck, kind of a general barrage. So all of you must roll to defend yourselves.
Oh, I also, when we did that last maneuver with Blake,
Those of you who are inside do it with advantage.
I rolled the resource die for the new Coke in the truck and got a 1, so it's now down to a D6.
Oh, shit.
It's running out.
Got an 11.
I also got an 11.
I got a 3.
Fuck, again?
17.
So, okay, so 17, what?
3.
3.
11.
Cody. God, Cody. Take 1d4 exploding dials. One of these darts, these energy darts, hit you.
How many hit points does Cody have?
2. It grazes you, but you realize when it hits you after the fact that it's actually not like, it's not energy. It's some sort of like really hot oil.
Ugh.
Red hot, white hot oil. Okay, so we're going to have to roll a durability die check on the tank of the truck because it has been shot, which is a D6.
Okay, that was a 3. It's good.
Okay, but you can see, like, the truck it's losing a lot of structural. It's just dented all the hell. The wheels are now shot out. This thing is not going anywhere.
Oh, crap. I was going to tell Mary to ram the pumpkin, but I guess that's not going to happen.
Well, I say we blast these fools.
Oh, the pumpkin. Moon.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. Dalton, should we blast these fools or should we go after the pumpkin? I think the pumpkin, if we hit the pumpkin, it might get rid of all of them all at once.
I'm gonna go on the loudspeaker again and say, the pumpkin that's glowing, we need to destroy it. Everyone.
And at this point, the crowd has come out of the hardware store, and they are just annihilating any Saurian in their way. A few of them get shot down, but they're just overwhelming them with numbers.
You still got those M80s?
New attack directive for the core. Kill the pumpkin.
You have a fervent following of hardware store people who are willing to do exactly as you say. They head off towards the pumpkin.
I say we each grab a couple 2 liters of new Coke, your bag of M80s, and go run into that pumpkin.
It's just crazy enough to work, bro. These are like some prized fireworks I've been saving up.
Yeah,
pretty
like the real...
It's pretty much quarter stick of dynamite.
Oh, it has to have like some name, some like crazy name, like
the Big Pecker.
It's got a woodpecker on it.
They're the M9.
With the explosion right at the end of the yeah.
Such a great name. All right. Yeah, you've been saving this for the finale of Halloween, the Big Pecker. Your dad traded for it a while back.
It's illegal in 16 states.
So yeah, my vote is me and Dalton run to the pumpkin with the M80 and like I said, like 3 or 4 2 liters of new Coke and throw it all in.
That's the plan. All right, so you're gonna try to run through the crowd.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the crowd is kind of scattered and chaotic. It's mostly adults too, so it's going to be difficult to try to beeline straight. But it's literally straight.
Yeah.
Like a straight line to it. So, all right, roll roll tack checks to try and weave your way through the crowd.
I just rolled 2 6s on my die.
I also exploded my die.
I just rolled another.
Oh shit!
You just rolled a 5 on that.
Right. All right. So what'd you guys get on your?
Mine was a 23, and I thought I did really well.
So I mean, I got 28.
God damn!
23 and 28. It is like Moses parting the Red Sea. You simply rush forward, and the crowd just parts in front of you. There was one person in your way, and you just, like, you guys together, just Bash Brothers style, just shoulder checked him out of the way. This full-grown man. It felt pretty good, actually, I imagine. You see a Saurian get sprayed with a can of new Coke. As it screams and falls to the ground, it drops its gun, its weapon, and it slides right in front of your feet.
Do you want to grab? My hands are full of new Coke.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna pack that fucking thing.
Yeah, you made it successfully all the way to the base of the pumpkin. It's a giant structure, but it looks like it's made out of like plaster, like it's not really super strong material. Not necessarily the easiest thing for a child to break through, but it's about, I don't know, 8 inches thick.
I was just thinking that same thing.
But yeah, let's.
Oh, okay.
Shift.
So James and Cody.
I'm staying in the car because I'm directing people with this loudspeaker.
I picture you hear my brothers on the back of the loudspeaker, and they're just like,
Yeah, I imagine we'd probably just like ushering people. I'd keep handing out.
Now the gun is just straight up in the air, just firing.
It's keeping the area secure, and it's making puddles for people to fill their guns.
So we're gonna roll a durability die check on that.
What does that down to?
That'll do it.
Oh god! Now it's a D4.
Oh yep, we're running.
It's almost
out.
out of new Coke.
So we got a warning in the cab.
So for you listeners, he rolled a D6. He rolled a 1, so that was reduced to a D4 for further rolls. Once he rolls another 1, that D4 will mean it is reduced and
Squashed.
they'll run out of juice.
Can we hit the emergency shut off just so we can use it for like emergencies now?
You can turn it off if you want. Yeah. You'd have to get out, climb up, turn it off, or have Cody do it.
Yeah, I'm already out, so I'll do it. I'll hit the emergency shut off.
We're turning off the cannon to conserve. If you need to fill up your weaponry, come near the car. There's a bunch of puddles and stuff.
So the Saurian soldiers that are still targeting you, about 5 of them, rush forward and fan out, attempting to surround the fire truck, especially now that it's not spraying new Coke everywhere. They're wearing armor, so like new Coke isn't really bothering them. Cody and James, they're gonna be shooting at you with their plasma bolts. Hot oil plasma bolts.
12.
You got a 12?
A 12.
One zings right past your head. Very close.
I'm still in the cab. Is that
You get advantage.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay, yeah. Roll a d20 for me. Just a base d20.
12.
All right. The adults in the cab put themselves over you, kind of like a big protective huddle over you, and you're totally fine. You see Bob Thornton look at you with a big smile, coughs up a bunch of blood. You're a good boy. You're brave. You can be a firefighter one day. As the life leaves his eyes, you hear Mary cry out loud in pain. And like right after that moment, just BAM! The side of the fire truck is just hit by this flying reptile man. Mr. Blackwood, or whoever his real name is attempting to tip the entirety of the bus over. Let's roll a durability die. It's not a bus, but a durability die on the fire truck. Wasn't it?
Me? I was rolling.
It's on the tank.
Oh, okay. That's a 2. That means it's still alive.
Okay. It did not penetrate the tank, but he pushed the truck over. So now it's on the side. Now the gun is on the ground level, and it can aim out towards the crowd.
And what side is he on?
He is on the driver's side,
and the fire truck is laying on its passenger side. You're on top, so you're going to need to roll a attack or a wah check.
Oh shit, you're getting thrown off. 14.
A 14. Yet you fly through the air. You're caught by a strong hand. Just one arm kind of wraps around you. He goes, it's all right, I got you. Remy's here. You're fine, kid. He puts you down.
Oh, you got blood all over me.
He's still clutching his side. He's like, we gotta shut down that machine.
Agreed. What do we do?
Well, the thing is, he gets shot in the back. And falls face first on the ground in front of you. And you see a hissing Saurian take level at you.
Yeah.
Roll to defend. 18. You dodge through the crowd. I mean, every bolt that's fired at this level hits somebody. But at least
people dying all around me.
It doesn't hit you. It's a pretty horrific sight. But you can also see that there's pockets of resistance. These people from the hardware store are rushing forward ahead like the army from Braveheart, and they're driving back a bunch of Saurians.
I love how you know you were being targeted, so you ran towards the crowd to use them as cover.
I was looking for a grown-up.
I just hobbled too. My speed's got to be reduced somehow with my little plump leg.
Okay, so
Oh yeah.
roll.
You doing some rich
James,
math
roll a
over there?
d6 for me. The hand of the albino flying Saurian, Mr. Blackwood, burst through the window and into the cab, where all the little humans are cowering and screeching and hiding away from him. And he reaches his hand inside blindly, grasping for any piece of meat he could find. And he grabs Mr. Thornton's arm and rips his body through the window and throws it on the ground. So he did that for his turn. All right, it's your guys' turn.
Should I gotta roll to shoot a hole in the pumpkin?
Do me a favor. Before your turn, roll to defend yourself as Blake Blackwood runs out of the crowd attempting to tackle you.
What?
Side.
How are you alive?
Nice. I got a 17.
A 17? How do you defend against that?
I just kind of move out of the way. I picture I kind of just shove him.
Yeah, he kind of awkwardly falls forward onto his face, skidding a little bit. And you can see that he's like got a little bit of road rash on his face, and he's bleeding. And for a second he's just overcome with pain. And he gets back up and he's like, I should have.
What the frick, Blake?
I should have fucking known. I can't. Why? Why can't I beat you? You're trash.
Why are you still trying to hurt Dalton?
Because
You just saw your dad is obviously not your dad. He's this lizard guy. So you know that he didn't tell you, like he's a weird evil lizard guy told you to kill Dalton.
No.
Is that what's going on here?
No. But he's going to take over the world, all right? He's going to take over the world, and people are either going to be pet or they're going to be cattle.
No, they're not.
I'd rather
We're gonna
be
stop them right
a
now.
pet. I don't want to be eaten. You can't
Wow.
beat these guys. They're psychics.
Blake wants to be a pet.
I want to
think we should put him down.
Better that than dead like you guys.
I want to shoot him in the same leg that he stabbed Cody in with my blaster.
Oh, shit. All right. Roll with advantage because he's still lying on the ground.
It'd be a 19.
A 19. Yep. You shoot him right in his leg.
Oh, God, Dalton.
That's for stabbing my cousin.
Shoot the pumpkin. Shoot the pumpkin.
All right.
You unload. Oh, roll a d6 resource die on that gun of mine, of yours.
Oh, that dang old gun of mine.
You roll a 1, it gets reduced.
I rolled a 4. Okay.
Okay, you're fine. So you still got plenty of ammo after you blow a hole into the thing. And you can see inside, it's like this kind of organic crystalline structure. It's like a crystal. It's kind of scaly, but you can see that there's like blood pulsing through veins inside of it. And all around it, you can feel that same kind of similar feeling you feel with the medallion. Barely perceivable force that kind of pushes back against you.
All right. I think I can only go in there because of the medallion. You should give me the M80.
Here's my big pecker.
Thanks.
Use it gently.
I'm gonna take the M80 and I assume the lighter from him, and we'll like run into the pumpkin to see what's in there.
All right. Yeah, you run. I am just picturing this scene, this hole in this glowing pumpkin, and one of the children running inside and just being enveloped by the light till you can't see them any longer. And so, Dalton, are you waiting or are you going in?
Are any of the lizards trying to come after us?
Most definitely.
I'm going to stay outside and I'm going to hold off these. I'm going to start shooting at the lizards.
All right.
Just to hold them off.
All right.
While Michael's doing his thing.
Okay. So you take up a defensive position as Michael Ceton,
With the C.
rushes into the light. All right.
With an M80 and like two liters under my arm.
Cody, you are in the crowd, remember?
Running from the
Remy just got shot right in front of you. There's a big gap in the crowd right now. There's plenty of room. Nobody's going to push you over. James, you are sideways inside the cab of the fire truck that's been pushed over onto its driver's side, or passenger? I don't know what side.
I think you said the driver's side was up.
With the adults, Bob Thornton excluded.
I'm gonna try to go out the front window and get on the water cannon and see if I can just aim it straight up in the air again.
Okay. Now, the creature is still standing, like, on the other side, like where the bottom of the truck would be. It's still there. You can see its leathery wings flapping as you attempt to crawl out. You're hoping maybe it's not looking for you. Roll I would say a WA check. This is a luck thing.
20.
You manage to crawl up and get to the cannon, but it's facing in the opposite direction of the monster, towards the crowd of people.
I'm gonna take off my belt and aim the cannon just straight up in the air, and then tighten my belt to hold in place.
Ooh,
turn it on.
Okay. Do me a favor then. You roll with advantage. Attack check.
Nat 20.
Your father, being a military guy, gave you like one of those tactical, extra durable, long use type belts, and it's holding steady. You know some good knots. So yeah, you aim it straight up in the air and turn it on. You can hear this. You see this creature's wings get singed, and you actually see holes open up in the membranes of the wings. And it's trying to flap, but it cannot. It lifts up off the ground a little bit and falls right back down, this time hitting its side. Now you can't see it on the other side. It's down below your field of vision.
Ugh. Did I see it like fall down and everything like that from the other side? Can I try to run back to Remy? Can I run back? He had a weapon on him, right? Like his Bowie knife or something?
You may have, yeah.
Can I scurry up to his body and check if the Saurian's not watching it? I got a 9.
He actually had one of those Saurian weapons on him. It looks like a smaller one. The Saurians are carrying kind of like a rifle version, but this is more of a handgun-sized one.
I'll run back to the fire truck where they were scrapping and see if I can't get a shot off on this guy.
All right.
There'd be a whole turn.
No.
Grab it?
I see you run. There's plenty of space. So you just run over to the edge of the fire truck, like around the front, I imagine. So you're like, you got your back against the grill, right? And it's right around the other side. You peek around the corner. Roll for it.
6.
A 6. Yeah, you fire off a shot, but I mean, dude, this thing is fucking terrifying. You're 8 years old. Like, yeah, your hands are shaking a lot, and yeah, it just you just accidentally goes off, just flies up above its head. I mean, pretty close, but it turns its head towards you. As it rights itself, you can see that its wings are completely obliterated, like it can no longer fly.
Back around the corner of the fire truck again.
You hear its like joints pop. And you can see as it like pops its leg joints and its knees into the opposite position and goes down into an all fours position to run. All right, and it's their turn. So we'll settle with and that actually I forgot to mention, James, your water cannon strategy pushed back all those Saurian soldiers, and now they're engaging with the hardware store people who are winning handily. Let's just start from here and move to you guys.
Okay. The Saurian runs around the front. Where did you end up going?
Just where I was shooting at him from, I just like hid back behind that edge, kind of took cover.
So
I figured since I was running,
you're on the grill side, the trunk, the hood side.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Your back is against the hood.
The brake light side.
Okay. Yeah, it runs around and sees you, and it's like at the shoulder, running like that, is taller than you are. And you see it as its muscles tense, and it leaps towards you like a cat. Roll to defend yourself. Jesus, Cody, why is it always Cody?
I got a 10.
Yeah, you can't kill the youngest.
You got a 10.
He's got plot armor.
No,
We'll see.
he had plot armor until he rolled a 10.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
It jumps, grabs you, rolls a little bit, and rights itself. And he looks at you, grabbing you, holding you by the back of your neck. Kind of the same way he held Blake. And then he lets go of you with his left hand. He reaches into the cab of the fire truck, and he grabs the same thing you were using to talk over the loudspeaker. And he goes, and he puts it to your mouth. He says, "Tell them to come out."
Everybody hide, these guns want to eat you.
And he squeezes you, digging his nails into you. You two, as you enter into the light, you can hear Cody squeal like a pig over the intercom, and you hear the voice of Mr. Blackwood. "Everyone, stop now, or the child dies."
Michael's not stopping.
I'm going to try to sneak up behind him with the sword and just...
Okay, well, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So you still have the sword? Roll, okay, so let's just do 2 checks for that. 1 to sneak up on him. I'll give you advantage for that because he's preoccupied. You can do wah or tact for that.
If not for advantage, that would have been a natural 1. But it's 20.
20.
Dirty 20, yeah.
He's completely unaware of your presence. He's completely preoccupied with this hostage situation he's created, which is ironically a lot like Die Hard.
Unsheath the sword and go for try to take his head.
All right. All right. Yeah, roll for it. This is just a straight roll of tack or wah.
I'm gonna do it with my
stamina die, just throwing it in automatically.
Yeah. Jeez, it's only a 10. I'm a 12-year-old swinging the sword.
Fucking scared.
Me too. Damn.
I was like, what the? Is there a fucking poltergeist in here? Boulder walked right past me right over there. I was like, holy shit.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break the flow.
It was good.
That's pretty funny.
It's funny too is the recording. I didn't even turn that channel on, so it wasn't part of the recording. So
no
on the recording, it'll just be no reason.
Yeah. Wow.
I just had Insidious in my ear for a second. I was just like, oh my god.
You had to bring that up, didn't you? You had to bring up Insidious.
Yeah, the sword just bounces off of his hide harmlessly. And you realize when you swing it, you're like, I am not even anywhere near strong enough to wield this thing.
But it's a good plan. Mm-hmm. I'm 12, damn it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the options presented, yeah.
And yeah, he looks right at you, Michael and Dalton.
Okay.
So after I see this going on, I picture it's going to be like in those kid movies where I'm like looking back at Michael's thing and seeing my cousin getting crushed by this lizard. I'm going to be like, sorry, Michael. I'm going to run up. I'm going to try to shoot at him while after he got hit with that sword.
Hell yeah.
Do I get advantage or anything for?
Oh yeah, he's totally preoccupied now. He's trying to reach out for James. He's at this point he doesn't really even feel all that threatened.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Ooh, yeah, that's an automatic hit. The rifle one does 2d4 explosive dice.
That's 9 damage.
9 damage. It's like on auto. It's like, and you just like pepper him from the small of his back all the way up to his shoulders. Just pop, 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 pop. And he drops Cody and immediately like turns. You can see his wings are like one of his wings. You completely busted the bone with it. So now it's like it's dangling limply, and they're both tattered. But now this one is broken. It turns around angrily, looking at you.
Come on, skunt.
So now it's like Cody is sitting on the ground, looking up at it, and James is right behind it, or like right, kind of to its right side.
Do I still have my pistol?
Holding his sword. You still have your pistol.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're about, I would say, 10 feet away.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Scunter.
Michael.
Okay, I'm in there. Can I still hear everything going on outside the pumpkin, or is it... it's super bright inside the pumpkin. What's going on in there? Is there some sort of centralized power source I can tape this thing to, or?
Yeah, you can see that it's just this thing, this weird pulsing, the whole thing. It's like this big structure, and there's these tendrils that move out and like kind of embed themselves into the ground, almost like roots.
I want to go to whatever kind of centralized in the middle of the pumpkin, if that's what I got to do.
You can see these veins kind of going through it that have like some kind of blood-like substance in it, and they all coalesce at the base at this one particular spot.
Okay,
it's like this big.
I want to go to that spot, and I want to like set down the Coke bottles and then put the M80 like in between them, right? And then I want to light that sumbitch and run the fuck out the pumpkin.
I picture the firework. It goes ha 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 before it explodes.
All right, yeah. So yeah, you're setting everything up. You put the firework in place. You're grabbing your lighter, getting ready to do it, and then out of nowhere, roll to defend yourself.
Ooh, that's 17.
17. Blake Blackwood limps behind you with a rock in his hand.
Oh shit!
Like a chunk of cement.
Gosh dang it, Blake! Would you just quit?
I'm in pretty deep at this point. I'm be in really big trouble if the Saurians don't take over. I stabbed an 8-year-old and then.
I still want to attempt to light it while I'm like defending against him. 10.
It's just.
Oh god damn it!
It's a little wet. Got a little wet. There's a lot of new Coke getting sprayed around. Your lighter got kind of wet. And you see Blake. He goes, looking for one of these. Pulls out a lighter. He throws it behind him. And then he takes a knife out. And he goes, you're going to have to go through me to get it.
Can I respond by pulling my Bowie knife?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then that's where we'll leave that round.
2 11-year-olds standing there with large knives.
This shit is getting fucked up.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess it's Cody.
Did we do a round after the
I don't think you've done anything this round. Yeah. So you're on the ground. You still have your gun in hand.
Well, yeah, if I still have my pistol, I'm just going to try and take a couple shots at him then from the ground.
Yeah. So that's 1d4 explosive dice if you hit here.
I rolled 17.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
7 damage.
7 damage. Yeah, you shoot him right in the throat. You can see that he's staggered. He's like, great, grabs onto his throat, and his eyes are big, but he's still. You can see wings tattered, eaten away by new Coke. One wing broken. Now he's shot in the throat. He's kind of lost the arrogant tinge in his eye. Now he's starting to look a little bit afraid. And it's ironic that it's the youngest and the smallest of the group that has finally brought that out. Okay. So it's their turn. Blake is going to lunge towards Michael Ceton with his knife in a almost French fencing style, turning side face.
16.
16. How do you defend against that? A dodge?
Yeah, I dodge out of the way.
Simple dodge. He's very limpy right now.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I dodge out of the way. I kind of dodge forward to try to get closer to his lighter that he threw.
And since this is the finale, we're going to do 2 actions for everybody.
Okay.
So he's going to rush towards you just headlong now. Just right above his head, attempting to stab you murderer style. You always thought he was so cool.
11.
11. Oh, dude. You end up falling onto your back, and he's on top of you. And he's got the knife in a reverse grip, and it is Saving Private Ryan style. He's on top, and you're underneath. And he's doing everything he can to slowly drive this knife as you're
want to do this.
Roll a tack check to try and get this knife.
Oh man, I want to use my stamina, but it just went down to a D4.
You're pretty fucking tired too. Yeah, you're at the D4.
21.
21. How do you get out of this? Did you do?
I kick him in the nads.
Oh man, another nad shot to Blake.
They're pretty swollen at this point. I assume.
Oh yeah, super tender.
Yeah.
He's just dry heaving now instead of throwing out.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing left in the tank.
I kick him in the nads and I throw him off.
All right, now the showdown with the albino saurian. And it's the three of you. Roll a d20 for me. Cody. Why does Cody keep getting a 3?
It's a 3 again, yeah.
This being is a predator, so it ultimately goes for the weakest, the smallest, the most easy prey. Its instincts are to go for you, Cody. I think at this point, its intentions are to take you away for a meal. So instead of attacking, it's going to attempt to grab you, so it pops back down on all fours, and it rushes to reach out towards you. Roll to defend yourself.
Got 19 on that one.
19.
So I'm just gonna like juke back and forth, and then just dodge off to the left.
It runs through a puddle of new Coke and burns its feet as it runs towards you, giving you an even greater advantage. And you do this really cool slide thing because the ground's all wet from the new Coke, and you just kind of skid at the end right out of the way. You feel totally badass, even though your leg hurts like a son of a bitch. And you
got some more gravel in it.
Yeah. God damn. So it misses you, but it just continues to run. And it's running towards the Great Pumpkin, through the crowd towards the Great Pumpkin.
I'm going to take a can of new Coke out of my bag, and I'm going to throw it as hard as I can and see if I can hit it in the head.
Saurian soldiers are now running towards the Great Pumpkin as well.
Just as it's running away, I'm going to see if I can hit it with a can.
Okay, roll for it.
23.
A 23. So it was just a shooken up can. Did you open it or anything?
Just shook it up real good and threw it.
Yeah, it actually like hits one of the spikes on his back and sticks to it. And it stops on its way to the Great Pumpkin, trying to grab at this can of soda as it just bleeds all over its back. Yeah, do me a favor. Roll like 1d6 explosive for damage.
2.
2. Okay, yeah, a little bit. Definitely enough to stop it in its tracks. And now it's turned back around. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna try running up on the saurian, like get as close to it as I can with my leg being all gummed up, and maybe shoot the bottle on top.
Oh yeah, it hasn't quite grabbed it yet, and yeah, it's focusing on that right now.
7.
7. The bad news is you didn't shoot the can. The good news is the target around the can is the saurian. So you actually do a D4 explosive dice. The saurian. That's what you get for aiming small.
So 3 damage.
3 more damage to the saurian. You see the saurian, and you see this smoking hole in its back, and it just drops limp to the ground in a pool of new Coke, just sizzling.
Good night, Hans.
and you can see all these saurian soldiers, maybe about 6 of them, rush in to the hole you guys created into the Great Pumpkin.
So while they're running into it, can I just like straight open like auto fire onto like the whole group of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a 16.
A 16? Yeah, you just you take about 4 of them out. There's only 2 of them make it inside. And you can see Blake, he's face down, just grabbing his balls. Oh, no, that
I just want to get up and run for his lighter to come back and blow this bitch up.
Yeah, you reach over and you grab his lighter just as he's like starting to kind of sit up. He's like, you think a firecracker's gonna do anything anyway? And then you see these 2 saurians march in right there.
I'm lighting it.
You light it. The lighter works. You see, and the saurians open fire.
Oh shit!
Defend yourself. 15. Blake at this point is on his knees, and he's between you and the saurians.
I'm gonna duck behind.
You light it, and you just kind of dive out of the way, and you just see just bolt after bolt just into the chest of Blake Blackwell. He falls backward awkwardly, like knees bent underneath him, just smoke rising from his body.
Oh, God. Blake!
And that was the Saurian's turn, so now it's your turn.
How long do we have until the M80 goes off?
1 round. You get this round, and then it'll go off.
Because I do think I'm very, like, Michael watching Blake finally, like, or not finally, like,
Do you
Blake,
wanna be this close to the thing?
Mike was legitimately planning on grabbing Blake and running out.
Because Michael's a true hero.
Well, I'm going to run into the pumpkin after I saw those two run in.
All right, yeah, you run in, and you see that the two of them are just blasting Blake.
Michael's like 6 feet off, just like screaming on his knees.
And the whole bomb's set up. The fuse is going. Like it's imminent.
We hear the oh, the big pecker. And then, I'm gonna try to shoot at those two Saurians in the back.
All right, yeah, these are kind of like rapid fire rifles, so you can just kind of like
spray and pray.
And Michael's laying prone, so you're pretty good.
Could be a 17.
A 17, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you hit one of them and just take them out dramatically, like right off the bat. The other one turns and then gets down on one knee and aims its rifle towards you. Yeah, you got another action.
I'll fucking blast that motherfucker too.
Adrenaline going on your side here. A couple of these wayward shots hit that crystal, and you can see it cracks in a few spots, and some blood starts to spill out, like trickle out. A 21? Yeah, dude.
I killed one, and the other one turns around to come and shoot me, and then Kurt and Russell just come bust through the side of the pumpkin in like a stolen Toyota Camry or something, you know what I mean? And just fucking nail this dude.
Yeah, you're firing, and you hear the side of the pumpkin burst in, and you see T-Rex with Kurt and Russell on the back, and they got shooken up cans of new Coke, and they're just throwing them everywhere. They're just spraying all over the place.
They are the happiest people here. This is exactly the Halloween they wanted.
And your dad comes rushing in through the hole, and he's like, "Get the fuck down now!" And they both just jump out, and he catches them and falls to the ground. As he's laying there, the T-Rex looks over and sees the Saurian that is left, and just snatches him right up.
Can I run and grab Michael, and you can run out the hole the T-Rex made?
Yes.
You can drag me out, but I'm like screaming for Blake and reaching for him the whole time. Yeah.
And when the T-Rex bites down on this Saurian, you see he's got his gun, and he's like, pew, 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 kind of firing blindly, even though his head is inside of its mouth. And then the T-Rex crunches down on him, and he goes limp and drops the gun. And the gun falls right next to your little bomb setup. And then the bomb almost runs out just as the T-Rex is swallowing the Saurian whole, and you guys are running out. The bomb goes off, and it must have been the gun too, along with the new Coke. Huge fucking explosion. The T-Rex flies apart, mainly because it gets sprayed with all of this new Coke. Kurt and Russell and their father are all running out.
Oh, okay.
Mullet is flapping.
Just all of their mullets. This
mullet flowing.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing is the entire Ford family minus Cody, just all mulleted. Just that's what we're seeing is their mullets flapping as they run away.
It's the River Ford.
You see this?
Hell yeah.
Huge explosion behind you as this crystal collapses. Energy pulses, and the entire pumpkin implodes. The shifts in reality you can see are kind of like flickering away as the chaos is cleared.
Some like Doom 2 noises.
I'm gonna pull out my radio, turn it on to channel, just channel 1, and just say Alpha 776, Sierra 341. My dad told me to say that into a radio if I got in trouble.
Yeah. You just hear
Affirmative, we're on our way.
and they start asking questions, and you could the camera kind of pans up
into the sky as away from you as you're answering their questions over the radio. And you can see all of Ashwood Hallow, like parts of it burning. You know, just the whole town is just completely destroyed. And then you see kind of like a time lapse of the coming days as the military moves in, the police move in, and you start hearing the same thing coming from all the official sources. It's there was some sort of toxic chemical leak that caused mass hallucinations in the town, and the government covered it all up.
Do we end on the silhouette of one of them raptor things on a hill?
That's beautiful. Just screeching into the moon.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you all know is that, you know, the thin place is going to open up again in 20 years. Even in this town with the official story out that the whole world believes, there are still people in the town of Ashwood Hallow that whisper the names Michael Ceton, Dalton Ford, Cody Ford, James Langford. They were responsible for saving everyone.
Except Blake. Fuck Blake.
And as for all of the people who were replaced by Saurians, that's where the real mystery, the undeniable mystery still lies, is that no one ever found those people. They never came back. So maybe in 20 years, we'll revisit Ashwood Hallow. Well, it's been really fun doing this, and I appreciate it.
It was good stuff.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on episode 3 of Ashwood Hallow. We will be returning just in time for Christmas. Die Hard style. Make sure to bring presents.
Happy trails, Hans.